And welcome back to this lecture. What are neurons? How does our brain work? How do we actually think? And without even a conscious effort, how are we able to move things, move our hands, speak, without giving actually a deeper look on how the brain is working? How are we able to send and receive information through our thoughts and come to conclusions, planning, strategic planning, etc. How does our brain work? That's the real big question. What are neurons, and how is this supercomputer, which scientists and quantum physicists are saying today, actually work? Which scientists even and biggest neuroscientists, researchers are shocked on discovering what we have here, what we have discovered about the brain until today makes us lead to more questions. What is about it? What's the mystery? We'll be having a deeper look towards the topic of neuroscience as well today. So thinking, a very important task which we do in our day-to-day life through the use of the supercomputer. So nervous system, how the brain is connected with the whole of the body, which in turn is the wiring or the electrical circuit, the copper wire through which is going through the body, nervous system. These kind of topics actually gets us nervous sometimes. Just kidding. So your brain contains billions and billions of nerves. This supercomputer is actually really and real complex. Beyond supercomputers, which can perform petaflops of computation within seconds, your brain contains billions of nerves arranged in patterns that coordinate thought, emotion, behavior. You must have heard about adrenaline. That comes under emotion. That's triggered when we are in fear or angry. Behavior, movement, and sensations. It's all through the brain that we perceive and feel all these sensations of pain, pleasure, happiness, sadness, joy, ecstasy. It's a complicated highway system of nerves that connect your brain to the rest of the body. So communication can occur within split seconds. It's nanoseconds, could be even lesser than those nanoseconds as well. It's crazy fast, no latency whatsoever. It's the fastest internet that's there within us. Parts are of considering and breaking down them for easier understanding. So there are parts of our nervous system which are divided into brain, spinal cords, and nerves. So brain being the head, spinal cords again being the main transmitter, and nerves being the wires through which signals and information is being carried out. Some terms we would like to get acquainted with are homeostasis, the regulation of steady life-maintaining conditions inside an organism despite changes in environment, also known as adaptability. Adapting to new patterns, how the brain gets used to it when we solve a math problem every day, or if we type a line of code every day, or even if we are learning a new language, learning music, etc. How this life maintaining condition inside an organism, despite changes in its environment, is trying to adapt, always trying to understand. Like a person trying to learn martial arts, it's the brain actually that the person has to train along with his body. Synchronization of the brain and the body. mind and body. Functioning. How does the functioning takes place? The system works to pass electrical messages from sensory nerves to the brain. It's electrochemical impulses. The system works to pass these electrical messages from the sensory nerves to the brain. Like in a state of fear, we start sweating sometimes. Like during an exam, supposedly you are not knowing any answer. Sometimes due to fear, you might experience sweating. That could be due to the sensory information that has been sent, those electrical messages that have been sent to the brain to fear. Then the whole of the body responding through sweat. Okay, that the person is fearing. This emotion of fear sensations gave rise to different sensory nerves being receptive to the synapses that the signal is being carried through information. This brain interprets these messages and sends a response to the motor neurons. So like how a server is working today. So the website sends a response to the server, and the server then again sends a response. Send and receive request. Like how the internet is working in our home, broadband, or whichever source you're using, it's sending and receiving packets of data. Sometime when the internet doesn't work, the internet guy comes and checks the packets that are being sent and received. Could be that the packets are being sent but the response is not coming, so the packets are not reaching the place, so the brain is not able to respond. Supposedly a friend is waving at you, but your brain did not see the friend inside a huge crowd, supposedly in a market, so it was not able to see or get the packet. The packet was being sent, the friend was waving at him in a market full of people, but the person was not able to receive the packet, so he could not send the response. Neurons, the actual mystery that's doing the trick, all of this magic that's happening at the molecular level. The basic functioning units of our nervous system are neurons. This term derived from neurone. This is how a neuron looks like, which means sending and receiving information, neurone. So under the microscope it looks like this. So there are axons and dendrites. These are the dendrites and these are the axons. The axon sends the signal and dendrites receive the signal. This is the actual image of a neuron under a microscope. So hope you guys enjoyed this lecture. In the next tutorial, in the next part of this lecture, we'll be discussing the parts of neurons, dendrites and axons in a little more detail, and how are they working together and how this whole system comes up. Very interesting lectures coming up ahead. Hope you guys enjoyed this lecture. If you guys have any doubts, comments or any suggestions, you can drop down in the comment section below. Thank you and happy learning.